everyone. Welcome to another Nerds Order Music interview. I'm your host, Metal Mayhem, and today I'm joined by the band And My Dice. How you guys doing today?
Pretty well,
Good.
actually.
Well, good. Yeah. Hi.
Oh, don't see my thumb.
Nice to be in the show.
We're happy
Thank you
you're
for
here.
inviting us.
Of course, of
Awesome.
course. So tell me, where did all this begin for you guys? Like, what created And My Dice?
Yeah, that's between Tim and me. I think I know we were in the same class, and
We're talking high
we've
school.
been
here.
we've been in the same high school class for a while now, actually in middle school as well. And then we're like, dude, we listen to the same music. You drum, I play guitar. Why have we never jammed? And then we, after a while, finally did. And at the first few notes that we hit together, we were like, okay, this is awesome. And there was this sparkle that we felt, and it was pretty cool. And we thought, okay, this needs a next step. And then we invited a bass player from our school as well, which is not Jorn. It's just our former bass player, Victor. And he joined the band, and we had the same with him. And after a while, we played some shows, and we recorded some first demos. It was pretty cool. And then we thought, all right, this needs a new step. We need to broaden our sound. And then we invited Ian, who was also in our school. And we knew this guy could shred and also loves rock music and metal. So then we invited him. And it was the same with everyone we invited. We have that same feeling, I think. And the atmosphere in the band stays chill and awesome, and I think that is the basis for a band. And after a while, Victor left because of different musical interests, and then I knew Jorn played bass from some sort of sorority, and I think we had the same with him as well. And the atmosphere is still great, and we are developing every month, I think. And I think this is the red line in our.
We added some flavor with each edition, each member.
Yeah.
Actually, all this is our 10th anniversary. Actually, this year, 2021.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
So the high school stuff Niels just told you is like 10 years ago, and after all this time, we're still together, jamming, rocking out.
Having fun.
Creating new tracks, having fun.
I love it. That's wonderful. What made you guys think of the name And My Dice?
Tim?
Yeah, it's a classic. It's a classic question because we always get this one. But the name also has its roots back in high school. We had a girl in our class, and she was called Annemijn Dijs. I know it's a pretty rough name for you English people, but Niels and I were talking about a name back then on Facebook. So it was on our Facebook wall. It was all public. And then Annemijn came through, call it Annemijntjes, like little Annemijn, I guess, roughly translates to that. So we just made something of her name, Annemijn Dijs, and my Dice, and that's it, actually. But the funny thing is, she's like doing model work all over the world and all over Europe. And she's actually more famous than we are, still. But it would be cool, she's a photo model and stuff like that. And it would be cool if she'd be wearing one of our shirts one day on one of those big shoots, in New York or wherever. That's it. There's nothing more.
That's a story.
Added, Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a literal translation of a name. That's pretty much it. Because the Dutch are notorious for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we even have a word for these kind of translations called Stone Cold English.
I love it. That's awesome. What inspired you guys to really get into metal? Like, what was your inspirations?
As a band or personal?
Oh, anything really.
For me, it was Guitar Hero, actually. I just wanted to shred. That was the only reason. I just wanted to shred that. That's it. I
No
really
better
like the
put
happiness of the
shred
music.
than metal.
Exactly.
Awesome. Yeah. For me, it
I
was
think.
my. Oh, sorry.
No, sorry. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Niels.
For me, it was my dad actually. He also loves rock music and metal music, and we still, let me say, discover new bands through each other. Like I send him something and he listens and he says, "Oh, this is cool," and the other way around too. And he sent me something and I think, "Oh, this is very awesome." So he introduced me to metal actually, not on purpose, but he just listens to it and I happen to like it, and that's how I rolled into it. It's in the family.
How about you, Jorn?
I think at first I didn't really like it, but it went from rock and then it went to hard rock, then to metal, then to metalcore. I tend to always compare it to olives. Like at first, when you eat an olive, it's like really gross, and when you eat more of them, you tend to be like, oh, that's quite nice taste. So yeah, the more you listen to metal, the more you tend to like it. The way I see it. Yeah.
That's a really nice metaphor, man.
It
Never
is.
heard of
It's
that
like
one.
get used to it over time. I like it.
Develop a
I
taste
think-
for it.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think the strength in our band lies that we all listen to different kind of music, different kind of metal. For example, I'm more like the power metal, symphonic metal dudes, and Ian is more like the gent guy. But it combines really well, I think, and that's how I think our sound and our music, is created by mixing up those styles and the things we like, also on a more personal level. And I think that makes it kind of unique as well.
It does. That's why I love the most. Like I was actually listening to the most recent song you guys did, In Vain. I was just blown away by that. I really loved
Thank you
it.
so
Oh,
much.
thank you. That's great to hear.
It's really good to hear.
Speaking of which, what was the song making process for that? Like, how does it usually go for you guys?
Um, yeah, most of the time I write some lyrics or I write some riffs, and not in any particular order. Sometimes I really connect them to each other. Sometimes I have laying around one riff or anything for a while, and then later on I add the lyrics. But most of the time I present it to the other guys, and then they are like, "Oh, I like this passage. I like this. I don't like that," and we tweak it and edit it all together. And then after a while, actually, we've been playing this song live as well for a while. It's been around, but we wanted to record this because it felt the most strong song we had. And in the recording, some things change, and some things go back to what it used to be, or some and think we adjust and rearrange stuff when we produce. And I think that's the process. And then we record it, and we always release it later than we want.
So for your information, In Vain's been lying around for about I think over a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe a year and a half even, because before the pandemic we were also fiddling around with it and do some demos, stuff like that, and it wasn't good enough, so we changed it, and it took really long. And now we're currently trying to speed up this process. We can all record our stuff at home now.
Yeah, well, we do it more systematically as well, working
Yeah.
on pre-production, taking a look at what kind of parts clash and whatnot. So we learned from it. We learned from the experience of In Vain, and
Yeah.
we hope to do it better with the next releases.
Honestly, that song was beautiful. Like the lyrics really hit hard with me. So I would like to ask, what was the meaning of the lyrics? Because I really want to know that.
That's a personal story for me, actually, on something I went through. I like to do athletics, and then, well, not get into detail, but we had some disagreements with the board. Is that the right word? I think the board.
Yeah, that sounds right.
The
yeah,
board.
the board.
With the board, and they have created a system, and we athletes were training with someone else, and it was like we disagreed, and then they were like, yeah, but this is how we do it, and this is the system we work with, and we were like, yeah, but the system should serve us, the athletes, and it now feels that we have, as athletes, have to serve the system. So it felt like the other way around, and then that was a real inspiration, and then I took it a little bit bigger and saw, yeah, this is what happens in a lot of systems, that at first we create a system that has to serve the people, to give them some good, and most of the time it has a good purpose, and no bad intentions are built in, and are not, of course, not the goal. And I think it's still not their goal, of course, to have bad intentions, but after a while that goal gets a bit lost, and then we have to serve the system instead of the system that serves the people. And
You
that's
could say
actually,
it's about bureaucracy.
yeah, it's
right?
about bureaucracy as well. It's not really about filling in forms, but more about,
No, but more like following the protocols because
Yeah.
the protocols are there, not that they're like serving
Exactly.
a purpose.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
thing, right?
Damn, that actually hits really hard. I love it. Like I had stuff on blast for a while. My friend was like, "What are you listening to?" I showed him it, and he goes, "This represents a lot of our system today." I'm like, "Now you know why I'm into metal."
yeah,
Because he
Yeah.
never listened to metal in his life, and it's like, because I play a lot of underground metal, and he was like, "What are you playing?" I was listening to you guys, Axty, and a bunch of other guys, and he's like, "This is really good." I'm like, "Read the lyrics, and you'll thank me later." In his mind,
Nice.
his mind is opened. He listens to metal all
Oh,
the
awesome.
time now.
Oh, that's
But
That's really
yeah,
cool
it's
to hear.
like metal to
Wow,
me
that's
is amazing because it's like I say this a lot. It's mostly pure emotion and just experience, which is why I've always fallen in love with it.
Is that also how you came involved with metal?
Yeah, metal has saved my life more times than I can count, and
Okay,
it really
that's
came into
awesome.
play most recently with some really personal crap, and it basically saved me from killing myself. And then I started this whole thing up because I wanted to give back to the community that saved me.
That's a good cause.
What
Pretty noble.
music can do, it's amazing.
Yeah, it is.
That's why I've always turned to metal. It's always the one music genre you can really synchronize with and vent out your emotions to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a great way
Yeah.
to blow off steam.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
why I got into metal. It really helped me do a lot of deep shit. And I just always fell in love with it after that more and more. And
So
like
what are your
awesome.
favorite bands?
oh, that's a big list. Well,
You can
Currents.
only name one.
can-
Only name
Alright.
one.
Oh, I thought 3. Okay, 1.
Yeah,
Oh, one.
Currents is
Just
my
one.
top one favorite.
Currents, yeah, their
Yeah,
last.
Currents.
They're from my state
months.
actually. I recently found that out.
Oh,
Like,
really?
holy shit! I recently learned that. I'm like, oh, that's great. I never knew
Awesome.
that. Something that really
That's-
got me by them was Shattered. That's what really started my journey into like deeper metal.
I
Really
really
cool.
love the track Monsters by Currents.
Yeah,
One of
that
their
one is so
latest.
good too. I think that's like on
Yeah.
their newest album, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that. I'm like, this is so true. What I love
Yeah,
about that
it's awesome.
band. They make everything as realistic as possible with their music.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
Wow, good taste.
Thank you. Hey, I listen to all genres. I can listen to jazz one day and metalcore the next. I listen to almost everything.
Nice.
I
Yeah,
give everything a shot.
that's a good.
Good. Be open-minded.
Yeah.
Mhm. Something society lacks nowadays, but moving on.
Yeah, sadly, sometimes. Yeah.
Well, like seriously, like half my friends never once listened to metal until I showed them a lot of the stuff I listen to now. Like you guys, 5 p.m. Well, 5 p.m. is more rock punk, but still. Like I showed them 5 p.m. I showed them you guys. I showed them Axie. I showed them Antenna, and they're like, "What the fuck have we been missing out on?" I'm like, "A lot." It's great
Yeah.
though. Like I got them hooked on In Vain. Like they love it.
Very
Thank you
good,
very much,
good.
and very cool.
I mean, music is
That's
life
amazing.
saving. People don't realize that, especially in the metal community. It's so supportive all the way around.
Yeah,
It
You
is.
take them to concerts when everything's opening.
I'm
in.
definitely taking them to like
Yeah.
Warped Tour,
Yeah.
Disrupt, and a bunch of big metal festivals when this whole pandemic blows over.
Yeah.
Because they've never
Pretty good.
been. I'm like, you guys are missing out.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. It's a cool vibe, but it's the kindest people walk around in metal, I think.
It is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, hi, Kitty.
It's really weird. It's really weird actually because there is a lot of like stereotypes people tend to stereotype like metal people, they're aggressive and stuff like that. But actually, from everyone I hear that they're going to a metal concert for the first time, everyone's like, "Whoa, everyone's pretty cool here, you know, pretty calm, pretty not aggressive at all."
My friend said that. He goes, "Aren't they intimidating? Intimidating?" And I cannot speak today. Intimidating. I'm like, no, they're not. They're actually really good people. Because the lyrics are like, most of the lyrics are heartfelt as hell. It's like it all comes from the soul.
Yeah.
People don't realize that. They only hear the screaming. I'm like, I had a friend who was like that. He goes, all I hear is screaming. I literally typed up the lyrics for him. I showed him it. I'm like, there's the song. And he's now a metalhead. He lives by metal now. It's great.
Fits the screaming, you see.
Yeah, it's like they don't hear the meaning of it. It's like once you get to the meaning, then you realize, oh shit, this is actually good stuff. It's like it really helps out with people's mental states and other things like that. It's wonderful.
It is.
Cool.
Yeah, let's see. My next question would be, if you could ever play with any band, who would it be?
Ooh, that's a hard one.
For me, it would be. Can I pick two?
Yeah, go for
Okay. I think Trivium and or Killswitch Engage.
They're good. I love those guys. All right. What about you?
For me, it would be either August Burns Red or this one's really hard.
This
You know what?
one
I've been
I
into
think it's hard
Spirit Box
because-
lately, so I guess Spirit Box.
All right.
I know they're
I
not
think
the
it's
biggest
hard.
band, but it's okay.
I think it's hard because the last year we tend to think more in a kind of marketing perspective, I guess, promoting perspective. So you would want a great band that fits our music. So you cannot, it would not make sense to put us in front of Iron Maiden or something, although they are great,
Yeah.
It would be. I mean, it would be amazing, but it would not really make sense, I guess. No, I find it hard. I cannot do that.
You have to, man.
Okay, I think for me personally, and both in terms of music, it would be Amaranth. I think.
Amaranth. Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, just because they are, they have those heavy stuff mixed with like clean vocals and the grunts and the screams and stuff like that, and the pretty metalcore-ish riffs. And I like them a lot personally, so that would be my answer.
Nice.
I would say Gojira because they're quite powerful. I
Shit.
think.
Ooh,
why
that's
do
a
you
good
like
one
him?
as
That's a
well.
good choice. I like that.
Nice.
We got
nice
a winner.
crowd as well.
So
Oh, that's amazing.
it's a tough one to compete with because they are the best live band around, in my opinion. But
I can definitely see that. I can agree. I can agree. Let's see. What was the best piece of advice you guys were ever given when entering music?
Ooh,
best piece of
Best or the worst?
the best piece of
little bit of both.
advice. The best and worst piece of advice in music. Well, we have to give it or that we ever received.
You ever received?
We
I don't know if we got this as an advice, but I think we learned the hard way. I mean, we've been around for 10 years, and personally, I'm starting to feel that things are working out right now, after 10 years. And I think this is because we are currently in a more financial equilibrium where we can just spend money on the bands, so invest in the band financially. And I think, I mean, it sounds stupid maybe, but it's really worth it to invest. If you know what I mean, because
Well, it definitely is worth it. I totally get that.
yeah,
I think-
and
agree.
you agree, Niels?
Yeah, I agree, and I think also with Invain and the promotion, we work together with Natalie, and it was to try it, and she did some managerial things, and I think she gave us some directions in how to give structure to the process and how to. I think she made us realize, and actually I think we already knew, but now we've really felt it, and now we also see that it works, and that it it works out.
She kind of
if
handed
you
us the
invest.
tools to
Yeah.
to work with,
And
how
that's
to invest
amazing.
your time, your financials. She did a great job.
Yeah, I think I mean we've been around with a lot of managers and promoters and whatever, but I think finding the one person who can really help you and really wants to put in energy to help you is really valuable. So in our case, that would be Natalie, but we also have some bad experience with promoters and managers. So you really have to find out what works for you.
Yeah, the energy has to be good and has to fit. It has to be in a balance, and then in our case, I think she gave the advice of adding structure and investing and everything. All energy you invest eventually comes out in new energy the other side. Nothing goes to waste, I think, in what kind of way there exists. And I think that's one of the things we learned, and it has come from some sort of advice, I think. And the worst advice: don't go to the mountains. We once had a tour. We were on a tour in Bosnia Herzegovina. I don't know if you know it, but it's in Eastern Europe. And they have mountains, and it was in February. It was in February, I think.
Yeah, it was in February.
Yeah, it was.
And we were at a show, and we had to travel the next day to a show in Serbia. And the guy from the venue, he was the nicest guy. He was amazing. He has his heart in the right place, and he was like, "Oh, you should watch out. You shouldn't go through the mountains. The mountains are dangerous. There could be snow. There's going to be a lot of snow tonight, like meters.
You will surely die.
You will surely die. You won't make it." And then the next day we were traveling and the sun was shining and there was no snow to be seen anywhere.
No danger to be seen in the mountains.
Nothing. I think
that's great.
That was the point. Maybe not the worst. He had his heart on the good place.
Yeah, you managed right, you know.
Yeah, but he suggested a different, longer route. That's why it's
very
bad
long
advice, I
route.
guess. Yeah.
We would never have made it. We would never have made it to the next
show in time.
Yeah.
No.
Not the worst, but it definitely was the funniest advice.
That's great. I mean, hey, you gotta have a laugh here and there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, enjoy yourselves.
We have a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. Think of more questions. Shit. I heard that. That cat's adorable.
Yeah, you
Oh my
really
God.
desperate for attention right now.
I was
Yeah,
interviewing
like
another
it.
band last week, and I was upstairs because we were having work down here. My cat, does he not like start walking around me and like jumping on my leg and everything during the interview? I'm over here like, stay away from the camera. When he was looking at the guy, I'm like, son of a bitch.
I mean, it's funny to see a cat, you know.
It's great.
It's great.
People are watching cats all
Yeah.
day.
I can close the door, but he gets it open because it's a folding door, so you can crawl underneath it.
You know, my cats can fully open up doorknobs. I'm over here like, when did you learn that?
Oh shit! Oh shit!
You know, like I close my door, they both go up, they pull it down. I see them both look at me. I'm like, I get locked. No, I don't know how they manage it. It's so funny.
That's so. Yeah, that's why I turned the knobs upside down on some doors in my house, so they can't do that.
Yeah.
But this is the only folding door in here.
Yeah, I did that once as well, and they somehow still found a way to get through. I'm like, and they say cats aren't intelligent.
That's pretty amazing.
That is, it's great. Goodness, I got them when they were like infants. Like,
Hot take. I'm more a dog person.
yeah, we have a dog here too. He is very chaotic, but he's also
There you go.
he's attention seeking as hell.
Yeah, just like any dog.
Yeah, nah, he'll wake you up at 5 a.m. and go, let's go play. My cat woke me up actually at 4:30 this morning. I'm like, I hate you, but I love them. I love them though. They're great. Goodness.
So are you interviewing a lot of Dutch bands?
Hmm?
I mean, 5 p.m. Are you interviewing a lot of Dutch bands?
I interviewed bands from all over the world. I interviewed May the Tempest yesterday. I interviewed Axty. I've actually interviewed 5 p.m. I'm interviewing a bunch of other groups. I have 10 bands this week I'm going to be talking with.
So
Yeah, it's been
Thanks.
Busy schedule.
a trip.
Busy schedule.
yeah,
I'm all over the place. Germany, Brazil,
Yeah.
Netherlands, Norway.
Traveling.
It's great. It's honestly a lot of fun. I could not be happier with this.
I
So
think
how did you get? How did you like? Did you set it up yourself?
Yeah.
All-
Well,
all-
I had some help. Arrival of Autumn. I was trying. They were my first interview. The drummer gave me all the details I needed to get started on these projects. He said, "Get Zoom, get this, download that in your set," and he was so nice about everything. I got into them when I was around college, and I loved their stuff for a long time. So that being my first video interview was just a blast.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
a metal band from Canada, and that's how it all started. Reached out to them.
nice.
He responded, gave me everything I need, told me everything I needed to do, and now I do this almost every day of the week.
That's pretty
I
cool.
love it.
Yeah, that's
mean,
nice. Yeah,
I get to go in past time instead of being at home all day because of COVID. At least I'm being productive,
yeah.
That's right.
and I'm not
And
out
I
there
think-
rioting like everyone else in my country. It's like, yeah, I'm staying home.
And I think it also means a great deal for the bands because I mean they are sitting at home now, cannot practice, cannot record, cannot do whatever, play live, and this is a way to still get them, kind of the band feeling. I think
Yeah,
it feels kind of official to us as well. I mean, we had several interviews before, but I can imagine that if, for example, you were a smaller band and this is your first interview, you're like, whoa, psyched,
yeah.
I think it's a good thing. It means a lot to people. I think it's really a good way to support the locals.
Means a lot to us.
I'm glad.
Yeah, definitely.
My big idea with this project was to help spread the music and the stories of the bands who make them. That was my main intention going into this.
Yeah.
And so far, I've been doing it, and I've been loving
What's
it.
the craziest story you heard?
That's actually a lot of questions. Like, there's a whole bunch of crazy stories I've heard.
No, just one, just one.
All right.
The craziest.
Today,
Crazy.
I was talking with a tenor earlier today, and I was asking him the
Okay.
meaning of the song "Death Is All I Think About." That song really hit hard with me. And they said they got the main chorus from an ice cream truck that passed by their house, and they wanted to make a depressing song. So basically, it's ice cream and depression.
That's hilarious, man.
And I loved it. I never expected that to be the answer, because like I listen to that song a lot. "Death Is All I Think About" hits really hard with me because I've been through that kind of stuff like a lot, and hearing that as what inspired it, I was internally I'm just like, this is not what I'm thinking at all. Yeah, that happened actually like 2 hours ago. Oh no,
never
great.
listening to that song again.
Yeah, exactly. Like, but it's still a great song. I love it, and I can still relate to it every day. I just never expected that to be the inspiration.
No.
Like, literally.
It's funny how creativity works, right?
I know. I'm over here like,
Yeah.
so they wanted to use a chorus from an ice cream truck for the song and then distort it. And then they also wanted to make it depressing. So ice cream and depression, that goes hand in hand pretty well. I love it.
Actually.
That made my day. I'm over here thinking, like, there's no way that I still can't get that out of my head.
I'm thinking. Do we have something like that? I mean, Niels, you must have some kind of weird inspiration or something, right?
We always have funny work titles. I just
Yeah,
make
we
them
have.
up
Yeah.
with everything I see around me. So when I see a book, it's it's called Murder Club on Thursday, and now this song is called Murder, but it's not going to be about murder for sure. But and I think we are recording a new song right now, and it doesn't have a name yet, but we as a working title it has Nice Gallery because of people who commented below on our Instagram with Nice Gallery, and we were like, what the fuck?
You're like,
What is this supposed to mean?
What?
Yeah.
Why? Okay, we are a band and we are not a photographer with with a gallery, and so we always have funny working titles. But
Actually, our song
Yeah.
"Never Back Down" as a
Oh, that
is
was a funny
based
one.
on
On
a
a Donald
sweater.
Duck T-shirt.
Yeah, a Donald Duck T-shirt. Yeah,
Yeah.
which well, it was like Donald Duck and then "Never
That's
Back Down."
great.
And,
That's
so-
awesome. I love that.
Yeah,
And In Vain actually was first called Muscle Man.
Muscle Man. Yeah,
Muscle Man.
but because we have cleaning spray over here for the
Yeah, it's like the greaser.
yeah, it's a degreaser for the how let's go the stove,
Yeah.
the kitchen stuff, and it's called Muscle Man, and I don't know why it was on my table or something, but then it's called Muscle Man. But it eventually it became In Vain.
I like that. I love how you said the one thing and then you just changed it out of nowhere. I love how that works. The
Yeah,
evolution of music in a way. I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we work with this computer program that we just make tabs, and then so we can just easily share it with each other. And you always have to give in a file name, but you don't know the song title yet. So you just put in anything. And I also remember this was like 10 years ago, 9 years ago, maybe. It was we were making our song 9 till 5, and it was in my childhood room, I think. And I have all this kind of poster. For example, this one from System of a Down right there.
I love them.
And there's a breakdown in that. And we were like, there has to be a breakdown here.
Oh,
and Neil said, okay, we just take one of those posters, System of a Down, and that's the breakdown. What was it? I don't even remember. No, I can't even do it.
yeah, you.
Like 6, 2, 1.
It's still
4.
how I sometimes write breakdown. I just take a sentence, and for every letter, I add a note. It works very well. So your name would be a very long strum of notes. It's like seven hits, and then 9. It's gonna be. It's gonna be
Something like that.
something like that.
Oh, I love
So
it.
your name could be, if you want to, your name could be a breakdown.
We always say anything is a breakdown if you're brave enough.
Yeah. If you're
That's fair.
we say it all the time.
I can be
It's the
interpreted
first-
in so many different ways.
Yeah.
That's right.
Let's see. I have one more question for you guys. What is next for And My Dice?
Yeah, that new song we are working on, and yeah, In Vain is going pretty decent, and for us it's actually going amazing, for our standards. So we are hoping to float on that flow actually, and just go on with this stream of awesome awesomeness. I think, and yeah, hopefully these new releases will do the same, and will reach more people, so we can communicate with more people as well, and just have fun while doing it, and then making it more I don't know, making it I have no idea, just go on like this, and then we hope to release some more singles, and eventually maybe drop an EP or even an album, but for now we are focusing on some singles to learn. I think we're in the middle of a very developing process with which we talked about earlier, and that we are pre-producing more, and we are doing more in the writing sessions, and really perfectioning things. So I think that development on a personal level for us as a band is really our next step, getting
it would be
a level
we're
higher.
currently looking at how can we make the pre-production as good as possible, while at home, and how can we make this also as fast as possible, so we all can now record at home. We actually have weekly meetings where we discuss what we recorded and what works and what does not work, and ENS and I don't know how, but he learned to do some mixing and mastering and editing and stuff like that in like a month time, and it sounds really amazing. Thank you. So this all helps us to keep things running. You have you have to create a lot of content to get to gain momentum and to have that momentum. So once the pandemic is over, we can do shows again, and we can, you know, and people actually know us from Spotify or YouTube or whatever.
We just
interviews.
want
So
to
it would
take
be
it to the
nice
next
to-
level and reach more people who can enjoy our music
Yeah.
and eventually show that to people live. That would be great. We're
That'd be
really
amazing.
missing that right now.
Gosh, when I find out this happens, I'm gonna go see it because I would love to see you guys live. I really would. It'd
Yeah.
be amazing.
Well, if
It
you
would
would
be
ask
amazing to have a
us,
show there.
if you would ask us, I've been thinking about it recently because I watched another interview with, I don't know where, in Barracon maybe, but, and then they were also talking about dreams and stuff, and then I was like, yeah, it would be. Oh no, I watched another documentary from a Dutch band that went to the USA, and I thought, yeah, this is the dream. USA or Japan, that would be awesome. But now we have
Both
to
are
go to
amazing.
now we have to go to the USA and especially Connecticut because
I mean,
We
there's
have
always
some-
Warped Tour when they bring that back.
phew,
That would be
so
great.
awesome.
I mean, they're bringing
would
it
be
back.
great.
The creator has hinted at of leaving retirement and bringing it back under a different name, but it is returning after
Oh, really?
the pandemic ends, which I'm
Oh,
actually
awesome.
very excited about.
That's very cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
I
was my
envy-
first really big exposure into the world of metal. And
Yeah,
I,
Warped Tour is sick.
I walked in, met 5 new friends and walked right out after the festival. You see some pretty interesting stuff when you go to that. I swear,
Yeah,
a lot of
Yeah, we
a lot
had
of
it-
fun moments.
we had it. I think 6 years ago in Europe as well, but it was just 1 year. And
Yeah,
I don't think it worked out very well.
they did the same thing in Australia. They hit it one time in like the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
This has been great. Thank you all so much for your time.
Not a problem.
No problem. Thank you for
your
yours,
time.
man.
Yeah, and again, thanks for inviting us.
It was a blast. I was so happy, honestly.
Yeah.
This is like this whole thing is a dream come true for me.
Nice. Keep it up, man.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Proud
It's
to be
really-
part
it's
of
really
that
good.
dream.
Yeah,
Exactly.
really nice
Yeah.
to meet you.
Nice to meet you guys as well. It's been
Yeah.
an honor. All right,
Yeah.
everyone. This has been another Nerds Order interview. Take care. See you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Okay.